You are listening to the Cue Your Business Success podcast, episode 16. This week, I want to set out some definitions of imposter syndrome and 5 simple ways for dealing with it. If you feel you are holding yourself back in any way, this episode is for you. So let's get started.
Are you ready to cue your business success? Entrepreneurs and business owners tune into this podcast for top marketing, sales, and leadership strategies to grow and scale your business. Hosted by Michaela Quilici, award-winning international business growth coach and marketing consultant. Since 2010, Michaela has helped hundreds of business owners navigate their business growth on purpose. She has been featured in Canadian Living Magazine, USA Weekly, and Business Innovators. Michaela is also a contributing author in the best-selling book Conscious Business and a member of the Forbes Coaches Council. If you want to learn some tactics you can put to work in your business today to get noticed, get clients, and get profitable, listen to this episode. And if you want to move even faster, connect with Michaela directly at michaelaquilici.com. Here's Michaela.
Did you know that megastar, actor, singer, and dancer Jennifer Lopez, who has a net worth of $400 million, was quoted saying that even though she had sold 70 million albums, she felt like she was not good at this? Maya Angelou, Jodie Foster, Michelle Obama, Penelope Cruz, and thousands of other leaders and influencers who have quote-unquote made it have felt and said similar things. Research suggests that approximately 70% of people will experience at least one episode of imposter syndrome in their lives. It may be especially prevalent among women considered to be high achievers. I read an article in Harvard Business Review that said imposter syndrome can be defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persist despite evident success. Imposters suffer from chronic self-doubt and a sense of intellectual fraudulence that override any feelings of success or external proof of their competence. They seem unable to internalize their accomplishments, however successful they are in their field. High-achieving, highly successful people often suffer, so imposter syndrome doesn't equate with low self-esteem or a lack of self-confidence. In fact, some researchers have linked it with perfectionism, especially in women. I can definitely relate to that, being a recovering perfectionist myself. I have my own story of feeling like an imposter. For a long time, I resisted calling myself a marketing expert, despite the fact that I am. It's not all that I am, but I am an expert in marketing nonetheless. The reality is that marketing chose me. I didn't choose it. I was 16 years old when it happened. I was sitting in my grade 11 business class and we were learning about the psychology of human beings. I instantly fell in love with Maslow's hierarchy of needs and my life changed forevermore. This led to many years of study, training, work experience, and entrepreneurship in the field of marketing and business. Almost 2 decades worth. And despite all of this, in my own mind, I was not a marketing expert, and I refused to call myself that for a really long time. I didn't feel like that title represented who I truly was at the core of my being. Those words, marketing expert, conjured up a negative feeling in the pit of my stomach, a feeling that was an imprint of an old paradigm of doing business. It conjured up feelings of manipulation and the idea of selling people what they don't want, which was not at all who I was. The thing is that I didn't see myself as a marketer. Sometimes I wonder if I would ever have been comfortable with that label if I hadn't had the wake-up call that I did. It happened one day out of the blue. I was reading the program guide for a conference that I sponsored, and in it were printed the words, "Networking lunch facilitated by a marketing expert." And I thought to myself, oh, who's that? And as I read further, it was my name that was printed in the guide. And then it hit me. It's me. I'm the marketing expert they're referring to. And that's when it happened. A jolt that reverberated throughout my whole body. I received the words without the negative connotation I had previously and so fiercely attached to them. and I accepted them as truth, my truth. And in that instant, my confidence shot through the roof and I grew an inch taller, I swear. Have you ever resisted taking on a role because you haven't quite believed that it fully applies to you? You couldn't possibly give yourself a particular identity because you kind of feel like an imposter or a fraud even just thinking about it. Maybe you've even said at some point, that's not me. Some common thoughts and feelings associated with imposter syndrome include things like, I must not fail. There can be a huge amount of pressure currently not to fail in order to avoid being found out. Paradoxically, success also becomes an issue as it brings the added pressure of responsibility and visibility. This leads to an inability to enjoy success. Or how about this one? I feel like a fake. Imposters believe that they do not deserve success or professional accolades and feel that somehow others have been deceived into thinking otherwise. This goes hand in hand with the fear of being found out, discovered, or unmasked. Or there's this other one. It's all down to luck. The tendency to attribute success to luck or to other external reasons and not their abilities is a clear indicator of imposter syndrome. They may typically say or think, I just got lucky, or it was a fluke. Often this masks the fear that they will not be able to succeed the next time. And finally, success is no big deal. The tendency to downplay success and discount it is marked in those with imposter syndrome. They might attribute their success to it being an easy task or having support, and often have a hard time accepting compliments. Again, they think their success is down to luck, good timing, or having fooled others. Does any of this resonate with you? Ultimately, it doesn't really matter what other people think of you, because their view is simply their story of who they think you are, not who you truly are. It really boils down to what you think of you, because the belief you hold about yourself influences your thoughts, your behaviors, and actions, and ultimately, your success. Only when you know, accept, and love who you are can you live in your authenticity and operate from your true essence. And your true essence is your attraction factor. It's the energy you give off that attracts opportunities and clients. So, what can you do to mitigate the negative effects of imposter syndrome? Here are 5 simple ways to oust your inner imposter. Number 1. Recognize imposter feelings when they emerge. Awareness is the first step to change, so ensure you track these thoughts. What are they, and when do they emerge? Number 2, rewrite your mental programs. Instead of telling yourself that they're going to find you out or that you don't deserve success, remind yourself that it's normal not to know everything and that you will find out more as you progress and let yourself off the hook. Number 3, talk about your feelings. There may be others in your circle who feel like imposters too. It's better to have an open dialogue rather than harbor negative thoughts alone. Number 4, consider the context. Most people will have experienced moments or occasions where they don't feel 100% confident. There may be times when you feel out of your depth, and self-doubt can be a normal reaction. If you catch yourself thinking that you are useless, reframe it. The fact that I feel useless right now does not mean that I really am. And finally, number 5, seek support. Everyone needs help. Recognize that you can seek assistance from a mentor, coach, or friend, that you don't have to do everything alone. This will give you a good reality check and help you talk things through. You know very well that being a business owner is not just about making money and creating a lifestyle. It's also about contributing to the world and being yourself while you do it. It's about bringing out the best and fullest version of you so that you can fulfill your mission and live out your purpose on this planet. If you've been struggling for way too long and you're feeling groundedless, misaligned, or scattered in your quest to build your business authentically based on your values and strengths, please know that you can choose a different way. I invite you to stop tolerating the business you have. And what is one action step that you can take today toward creating what you really want? This is Michaela Quilici, your host. Thanks so much for listening today. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt the remarkable power and energy of a coach when they're laser focused on you and your business? If you are ready to get expert support, I'd love to offer you a complimentary business clarity session with me. During our call, you will create a crystal clear vision for ultimate business success, get focused on the next most powerful step toward your goals, uncover the hidden challenges that could be sabotaging your sales and marketing efforts, and you will leave the session renewed, re-energized, and inspired to finally grow your business faster and easier than ever before. I have very limited spots available, so if you want to take advantage of this offer, I invite you to apply today by going to meetwithmichaela.com.